Sorry, I had to pause there for a second because the trash truck came and made my office really loud. So, organize your notebooks. That's number one. Number two is I have on the Google Classroom my big review website. And if you haven't looked at it yet, the big review website is basically divided by topic, and it's got review questions on it, kind of like the study guide, but not. And then it's got a list of vocab terms. These are not something that you're going to turn in. This is 100% intrinsic. And the way that I would work with this is print it out and then go through it and ask yourself each of those questions. If you can answer that question, cross it off, move on. Don't waste time studying things that you already know. The ones that you can't answer, look up in your notebook, look up on the lectures on my website. If it's like a general topic, like you're just still confused about eutrophication, I've linked videos for each topic. Look at those. So go through the questions. I went through over the week and I highlighted the ones that I think are more application based. But again, this is a guess on my part. I know what the format of the questions look like, but I don't have examples of them. So I've gone through and highlighted the ones that, if you're not going to do anything else, look at the ones I've highlighted. You need to know the vocab. The vocab's like a foreign language. This is like Spanish. You need to be able to write your FRQs using the vocab of APES. So just like you went through the review sheet with the questions, go through the vocab. Any vocab that you can define right away, cross off the list. And then the ones that you can't, look up the definitions. Make sure that you can speak in the language of APES. So go through those two things. Again, not required. I'm not grading it. It's only to benefit you. If you do nothing, you're not going to pass this year. I guarantee it. Even though these questions are 100% application based, you're going to want to know the laws. Because if you don't know the laws, then you can't utilize them in your application, in your remediation of whatever environmental problem is occurring. All right, let's talk about the test. I'm going to find out more on the 14th. I have a webinar with the AP board, and on the 28th. And after each of those webinars, just like I did after the last one, I'll pop information up on the Google Classroom underneath information from the College Board. Your test is going to consist of 2 FRQs, a 20-minute FRQ with 5 minutes to upload and a 15-minute FRQ with 5 minutes to upload for a total of 45 minutes. You have to upload in those 5 minutes. If you don't upload, then it doesn't count and your test gets invalidated. And I'll know more about that on the 28th. That's when they're going to show us exactly how these tests are going to occur. The AP board acknowledges that there's no way to keep you from looking things up in your notebooks. There's no way to keep you from Googling. There's no way to keep you from texting a friend. So these questions are going to be designed to prevent you from being able to do that, which means nothing is going to be a simple answer. It's going to require at least 2 steps in a thought process. Question number 1 is going to present you guys with an authentic environmental scenario accompanied by either a model or visual representation or quantitative data, and assess you guys' ability to describe and explain environmental concepts. So let's use eutrophication as an example. The way I could see this is they're going to talk about some river, probably in the mystical city of Fremont, that's undergoing a eutrophication event. They are then going to show you either probably an oxygen sag graph, or a graph with fish die-off, or maybe both. And your first, like A, is probably going to be pulling information off that graph somewhere. Like, could you identify where the source of the pollution incoming for eutrophication is occurring based on that oxygen sag? So it's going to be some kind of graph or map that you're going to have to analyze. I can't maybe see them making you graph, because you're going to have the option to do this either on paper and then you take a photo of it with your phone and upload it, or on the computer, and it's really hard for you guys to hand graph on the computer. So that one, I don't know, I would have a hard time believing that they'd make you do that. So you'd have to describe what eutrophication is. Okay, that's Googleable, kind of. But in your own words. So they're going to be all kinds of plagiarism checks. They're going to check against other students to make sure that you're not getting the answer from someone else. And then they're using us as like informants. I guess they're going to send us your papers. And if I read your paper and I go, wow, in the 6 months I was in class with him, he never wrote like this, I can raise the red flag. And trust me, I will, because there's been some cheating in our class, and I'm not going to let everyone go down because a few people decide to cheat on this. Um, Analyzing the visual representation or data. Again, that's pulling stuff off the graph. It's using the graph to formulate ideas. Analyze research studies. And then it's going to be describe environmental problems and their responses. So how would you remedy? How would you fix this eutrophication event in a lake, if say that's the question? All right, question number 2, again, authentic environmental scenario accompanied by a visual representation or quantitative data. Same layout, right? So they're going to give you something that has occurred in the environment, maybe mass extinction, and there's going to be a graph that's going to go with it, or there's going to be a map of extinction that's occurring in an area, and you're going to have to piece together, like, oh, what's the human population in that area, and what's the predator prey, and was there disease? Again, describe and explain environmental concepts, processes, models, analyze visual data, propose and justify environmental solutions. Okay, we are going to practice this. I know that I have access on the AP Classroom to FRQs that will allow us to practice this. The way I see our week's going is on Monday, I'll tell you the topic, or maybe Thursday night, I'll tell you the topic of what we're going to be doing for the next week. And then on Thursday, starting at 8 a.m. until 8 p.m., I'll have a window open for you guys to take 1 or 2 practice FRQs. I'll grade those FRQs, and that will be the grade going into the grade book. Our days run Thursday to Thursday. I'm putting this out today just because of spring break, and I don't want to lose an entire week here. So your first practice FRQ will be on foundations, and it will be on Thursday. And then Thursday night, I'll tell you the next topic, although you can kind of guess I'm going to go in the order of that review sheet. Like always, I'm going to run office hours from 9 to 10 if you want to pop in and ask me questions, get clarification on anything on those review sheets. I haven't decided whether I'm going to keep those office hours on Zoom. There's been some issues, or switch it over to the Google Meets, because I guess now I can do Google Meets through Google Classroom. We'll figure it out. Today we're going to stick on Zoom, so this is Monday. But that's all I've got for you. I wanted to pop in and talk to you about the test. As I get more information, I might do more videos like this. Obviously, sitting in my garage, waiting out trash trucks is not the most comfortable, and, we'll get through this, and we'll pass. I've always had a good pass rate, so we'll continue that, and have faith that you guys have the knowledge that you need. All right? Have a good day, and good luck.